One key exercise that you want to be adding into your strength training routine is the split squat. It's really one of those really invaluable exercises to help load the hips and keep that bone density high. I often have women asking me what's one exercise they can do to strengthen their hips, to strengthen that pelvis, make sure that bone density stays high so that you don't fall and end up with some sort of fracture. So the split squat is one of those key exercises you want to make sure that you're adding once, if not twice a week, to your exercise routine. And also don't be afraid to add weight to it. So if you're doing something similar, or if you're doing the exercise and you're just doing the body weight variation, that's fine, but start to progress into having more weight added to that so that you are challenging. We need that challenge. Now, if you're a swimmer and you're a female, you want to make sure that you're doing some sort of strength training and adding some weight, adding some load to the muscles and to the bones, because swimming does not offer that. And one of these key moves that you want to make sure that you're adding in as a swimmer is the split squat to load that pelvis so that you have good bone density. The pelvis is one of those areas when they're checking bone density that they go to measure. And you want to make sure that you are working that area because it's so important. You don't want to fall and break a pelvis. The statistics on getting older and falling and breaking your pelvis are high. The recovery from that is low. So you don't want to be that person in that statistic. You want to be the person on the recovering from any sort of fall or injury, or better yet, don't fall at all, and don't break anything. Okay, but you want to make sure that you have a little bit of an insurance policy, that you've been doing the work ahead of time to make sure that's not the case for you, and that you have good bone density in those hips, and make sure that you're loading it and practicing it and progressing at the same time. So don't be afraid to add some weights gradually over time. So there's some variations. You can start off with body weight exercises and then gradually add weight to it. You can add weights to one side and have a unilateral move. You can also add some elements such as a box with the front foot elevated or the rear foot elevated. So there's a number of variations. Don't be afraid. There's always one variation for you to start with and then progress from there.
So the body weight version, it's good to start down on the floor. Make sure the front shin is in a complete vertical line and the back hip is slightly in front of the back knee. And we want to make sure that you're going completely up and down vertical and not leaning forward and putting all the weight on that front leg and almost having a straight back leg. You want to make sure that you're staying very vertical between the shoulder and the back hip. If you want to add some weights, the same things are going to be true. You could be adding 2 weights, one in each hand. Make sure that you're sort of sitting down on that back hip. Do a few repetitions, and I suggest that you usually start with the side that feels like your wonky side, or we have a chocolate and vanilla side, so the side that doesn't feel quite as strong as the other side. Start with that one first. Notice the number of reps, and you want to duplicate the same number of reps on the other side. You can also be adding a kettlebell or a single weight and holding it up high. So sometimes changing the place of where you're holding the weight can get you to stand up a little bit taller. I find that having the weight up high and under the chin changes things and gets me to be a little more tall. Now you can also change it by loading just one arm. So I have the weight in the same side as the hip that I'm really focused on here. So that's another option. You can also use a dumbbell or a kettlebell. So the weight itself can just change it a little bit, how you're holding it, how the weight hangs. You can also start to add some more challenging variations by elevating the back leg, but the same things are going to be true. You want to try to sit down on that back leg as much as possible and keep a lot of weight on the back leg. Now, changing it up even further of elevating the front leg, you're going to find that that back hip works even more. but you want to make sure that you start with the progression that works right for you. Starting with body weight can be the best. You can also progress the move and add some elements. So here's the split squat with a row, cable row. You could use a cable if you have one available to you, or you could also use stretch cords if you're working from home. Draw the shoulder blades together as you draw the bar in towards your abdomen for the row part. Now with the cable, you want to make sure that it's not pulling you forward and out of alignment and that you're lunging onto that front leg. You want to make sure that you're staying vertical and dropping down onto that back knee and keeping that back hip loaded. Make sure that whatever you're doing for reps on one side, you're going to do the same number of reps on the other side. And also be sure with any of these moves that you take your time, set up at the bottom. So set up with that back knee on the floor. Make sure you're in a good position.
So there are a variety of variations of the split squat that you can do. You can start out gradually by just doing body weight exercises, and then over time you can be adding elements to make it a bit more challenging as you find that you're getting stronger and stronger. So give the split squat a try, starting off with the basic variation. If you've already been doing strength training, you could probably challenge yourself with something a little heavier. If you've been doing the split squat but hanging out in that low-hanging fruit with not adding a lot of weight to it, try upping the ante for yourself and practice loading that leg a little bit more. Make sure that you're activating all the muscles and experiencing all those muscles that you want to be feeling, and that there's not some sort of compensation. If you like this video, make sure you hit like and subscribe. I'll be posting more videos soon. Cheers.